Hello, everyone. It's Sam for another weekly forecast. I'm so glad that everyone is enjoying the videos. If you've found some astrology from last week really helpful, let me know in the comments below, and we'll continue to look at this week's transits for our full moon in Aquarius. Absolutely wonderful. As always, I have time-stamped the exact aspects in Eastern Standard Time below in the description for the video. So make sure to look at those and convert them to your time. And if you would like a day-by-day breakdown of the astro weather each day, you can follow me on Facebook or Instagram, just Sam Bellier, and you'll see both the extended astrology for the day where I go into some of the babble of the astro weather. And then I also do daily horoscopes bulleted for your sun, moon, and rising sign. So follow along for those. But without further ado, let's go ahead and pull up the chart for the week, starting with Monday. Okay, so Monday starts off just a little bit rough because we do have that moon in Sagittarius making a strong square to retrograde Neptune in Pisces at 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard. So that's going to be a tricky morning to kind of scramble out of bed because Neptune is the planet of sleep. And when we see the moon in Sagittarius, who likes to be kind of bright and spunky, but is also a mutable sign squaring that Neptune, that's going to bring about some not clear emotional or headspace in general. But after a void of moon morning, so after we get through the morning, because the moon will not be making a aspect to another planet, so we are kind of free from celestial influence, but that means your luck is your own. And that can be both a good thing or a bad thing, depending on how you're feeling and what you're doing. So just be very precise about your intention first thing on Monday. As the moon moves into Capricorn, the moon is unaspected for the rest of the day. So this is a really nice business-oriented moon. The moon is ruled by a retrograde Saturn, so it's a time to really slow down, to really not rush, to take it easy, and to focus on little bites. That's how we eat an elephant, one bite at a time, has just like how we would climb a mountain, that kind of mountain goat energy coming forward. Tuesday is going to be our most positive day of the week. So let's go ahead and flip to that day. Okay. So Tuesday, we have a really strong makeup in the skies happening because that moon in Capricorn is going to make several Earth trines throughout the day. So overnight, we have Venus opposing Pluto in Capricorn. This is going to be part of the deeper kind of subconscious healing journey. We might have some dreams into kind of that 2 a.m. Era where a lot of our current healing is going to be burping up stuff from the past. As we hit 3:51 a.m., the moon will make a trine to Mercury in Virgo, which will help to relax the mind. But then we have a little bit of a rock with the moon squaring Jupiter at 4:24 a.m., which might produce a little bit of bumps. So best thing to do is shake the Etch-a-Sketch first thing in the morning on Tuesday with some meditation, and then you're smooth sailing with, again, that moon in Capricorn kind of business, earth-oriented, focused energy. And then as we get into the evening on Tuesday, the moon will make two back-to-back trines to the North Node, which is our focal point of the future, and Uranus and Taurus, which is technically our planet of unpredictability that has been kind of rocking the skies for the past couple weeks. However, when the moon in an Earth sign trines, it's normally a positive or a helpful aspect. So our heart will be focused on what the future can bring to us, as well as how we can creatively deconstruct or creatively disrupt patterns and start kind of laying down the bricks for this new road that we're paving astrologically. As we move into Wednesday, we start to get into our more interesting astro weather, which is not necessarily great because, as you can see, we've got some of the red lines on the chart intensifying, and that means that there's going to be squares or friction-based aspects upon us. So Wednesday is the start of a lot of really deep friction that I think is being highlighted by the full moon on Thursday. So Wednesday, the big aspect first thing in the morning is the moon conjoining retrograde Pluto in Capricorn. Pluto is the sign, the planet rather, of the subconscious. It rules the underworld. It's all about kind of the skeletons in your closet, the bodies underneath your roots, and really making sure that you know your history, where you've come from, respecting that, and also highlighting that if you are not familiar with that kind of connection to the past, bringing that up. Now, that burping up of the subconscious and the past from Pluto is going to create some friction throughout the day. We have both the sun squaring the nodes, so the ego getting into a battle between past and future, kind of forging the opportunity ahead and getting burned in the process and cooling down in the process, kind of that fire and water mix, as the sun wants to shine but cannot shine brightest because it still has some refining to do. And then as we move into the moon opposing Venus in Cancer at the exact same time, just I think it's 13 minutes apart, the sun will square the nodes at 12:27, and then the moon will oppose Venus at 12:40 in the afternoon Eastern Standard. So we have this idea that healing is out of reach because work still needs to be done. And Wednesday is kind of kicking up all of that debris. So just be aware of that. As we move into the afternoon, though, at 2:45, the moon will move into Aquarius, preparing for the full moon as she gets all big and bright, and we start to see multiple shifts happening in the fixed signs, which will not necessarily move things along because we do have tension backing that up on Thursday. Very, very busy day on Thursday, but we're kind of setting the stage for the drama that will unfold, because as we kind of think of Leo as the sign of the performance or the performer, I think it's important to recognize Aquarius as the observer, somebody who's in kind of the lofty balconies, looking at the drama unfolding and judging very harshly, but also taking inspiration from the play at hand. Okay, so let's go ahead. We'll move to Thursday. So Thursday here we have the full moon. So the moon is getting ready to oppose the sun at 18. It'll be probably 19 degrees if we fast forward that a little bit, where that full moon actually occurs. Yep, it'll be at that 19-degree mark, which will be later in the evening. But first we need to talk about what happens earlier in the day. So the sun squares Uranus earlier in the day, first thing in the morning. And this is going to be the continuation of the sun in Leo really having a hard time breaking its fixed patterns. The fixed signs have really been the focus of the past couple weeks of astrology. And this is going to continue because the ego needs to be redefined. And that sun square Uranus is the perfect kind of breaking point, which nobody likes a shatter. But if you've been encased in a cocoon and you're ready to kind of break free, you got to break free somehow. And Uranus is the perfect energy to do that. At the same time, though, we also have Venus moving into Leo, which is a really big change on Thursday. So Venus moving out of the maternal sign of Cancer and into the kind of look at me sign of Leo, where she finds her radiance. She gets all zhuzhed up, puts on some lipstick, sprays her hair, kind of poofs it up, gets the really kind of bright, flashy colors, costume jewelry on, and starts to strut her stuff. And we have a lot of feminine empowerment in that transit, that shift. As the moon squares the nodes and then squares Uranus and Taurus, this is what makes the full moon on Thursday complicated. Not all full moons are created equal. Some are opportunities to highlight really helpful energies, and some are opportunities to highlight not so helpful energies. And in this case, the full moon in Aquarius is highlighting a lot of the squares that we've been having between Uranus, the nodes, and that is going to kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Really blow up a lot of those transits as the moon puts a kind of focal point or spotlight on that moon Aquarius squaring the nodes, moon squaring Uranus and Taurus, and then going to full. There is this idea of Aquarius being like, I am not pleased. I am not pleased with the show. If I had rotten tomatoes, I would throw them, and asking for a refund. And I think that that's entirely appropriate because the full moon in Aquarius is really about detached observation because it is ruled by Saturn. Saturn asks us to refine, to say no, to distance ourselves from things that are inappropriate for our observation or consideration. And there has been a lot of shenanigans between the fixed signs recently. So I think this will be a really great kind of coming to realization moment that all of this change and all of this preparation has really been stoking the fire for a while. And it's time to be making strategies from a long-term perspective instead of just reacting. We need to plan, we need to prepare, we need to do things from a distance and see the forest instead of the tree at this point, which a full moon in Aquarius is great at doing if we can separate it from all of the tension and friction in the background. And to help with that, on Friday, we have a continuation of all these aspects. Okay. So on Friday, we have some softening that occurs. First, the moon will conjoin Saturn, the ruler of that full moon, and really sink into this idea early around 2 a.m. on Friday that we just need to say no, to cut things off, to sever, to withdraw, to kind of pull that hermit energy forward. And this will be exemplified as well as the moon swings around at 7:05 and squares Mars. So Mars is planet of action, and the moon in Aquarius is done with wasting energy through action. Aquarius has now realized that, hey, we need to be doing things differently. We need to be working smarter, not harder. And Mars in Taurus is all about working harder, and we need to fix that. So as that friction bubbles up to a head on Friday, we then start our phase of softening, and everything gets much sweeter and kind of purging oriented as we get water energy dominating the weekend. The moon will move into Pisces at 2:44 p.m., and that will start the softening process because Pisces is mutable water. This is a sign that rules the lymphatic system and the feet. It is a healing sign. It is a sensitive sign. It is about kind of emotional communication, psychism, sleep, blurring the boundaries, which we need after so much fixed and rigid tension. The fixed signs have been fighting because they haven't been flexible enough to change. And Pisces is kind of the master of change. So it's a really nice healing opportunity as we move into the weekend. So let's go ahead. We'll pull up Saturday. And as we move into Saturday, in the afternoon, we do have a little bit of an opposition between the moon and Mercury in Virgo. So Mercury in Virgo is trying to kind of trying to get the logistics straight in the headspace. And Moon in Pisces is not about that. Moon in Pisces is about kind of feeling our way through the wilderness instead of sticking to the map and the compass, which Mercury in Virgo loves the plan and the kind of predestined nature of the trip. So there will be some conflicting opinions as far as how to navigate Saturday morning. But as we get into the end of Saturday, that evening time, we have the moon making a strong trine to the south node, our point of the past and our point of purging. So there will be kind of this emotional release, this emotional cleansing, this not necessarily a vomiting, but kind of like a waste dump of all the things that we had been holding on to through that node. So I would really plan those kind of letting go activities for Saturday night because it'll be a really great time to just slough off all of that tension. Then we move into Sunday and we start to get into some more kind of fun and lighthearted aspects. So the moon will conjoin Neptune at 7:58 a.m. It will be a very sleepy morning on Sunday, very sleepy morning on Sunday. The moon will make a sextile to Mars, further kind of just wasting our ability to act. Instead, it will again just be very slow. as the sun opposes Saturn, this continues our theme of no. This continues our theme of slowing down, of not letting the ego take charge, of instead letting everything take the back seat and just floating down this lazy river. However, as we move into the evening, the tone changes. So we move from this watery energy and this slowness and this saying of no. As the moon moves into Aries at 4:43, it's now get up and go time. We have to go, we have to move. Mars and Taurus trines Pluto, so we're digging up the past, we're actively exhuming the bodies, and then the moon makes a trine to the newly crowned Venus and Leo. Lots of fire, lots of heat on Sunday, probably a very late night as passions rise. It's going to be a fiery way to end our weekend with a lot of that heat coming through to kind of evaporate and burn off and steam some of that stagnant water energy. So overall, very dynamic towards the weekend, but really be careful midweek as we move into that Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So that is your astro weather for the week. Definitely keep me posted on how you handle these full moon energies, and not just the full moon in Aquarius, which you'll see a lot of internet memes and things about this super powerful Aquarius full moon, blah, blah, blah. It's not just about the Aquarius full moon. It's about the context of the moon. And this frictionless moon is going to be upsetting a lot of people. So take it slow. Really lean into the softening aspects on late Friday and Saturday, and then really have fun towards the end of Sunday. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or specific aspects you'd like to check in your chart, you can always follow me via my website or social media channels, or schedule a consultation via sambellier.com. Have a fantastic rest of the week, and may the stars be ever in your favor.